Everyone was startled by what transpired on the scene yesterday. Nobody. Bambi showed up calm, collected, and relaxed. But as she pulled out her phone, the whole mood shifted. Faces dropped. Rashida blinked again, as though the words she was reading were unreal. Kirk didn't try to escape it with words. It was actually that bad. We are discussing screenshots that allegedly depict Kirk sending many messages to another woman behind Rashida's back. Fans claim that Bambi recorded whole talks. Many people in the room could see that Rashida had never seen such invoices. Rumor has it that this was never meant to be filmed. Even if it didn't seem like Bambi was going to bring it up, she brought out the phone because of something Kirk said on the tape. There were no edits made by the makers. They let it go on. What happened next has left social media in a state of chaos. Her response to music is actually unpleasant. She just went and never returned, according to those close to the artists. Kirk, let's just say that silence spoke louder than words. Is the end of the Frost Empire near? Or is it just beginning? Let's begin now. The atmosphere shifted as soon as Bambi walked onto the set, but nobody was aware of the kind of energy she was bringing. There wasn't much noise. It didn't seem dramatic at first. Just quiet assurance. She appeared to know things that the others did not. Kirk and Rashida were seated when she arrived. They were recording a typical sit-down with a few other cast members. Nothing major is planned. The developers called it a check-in scene. But what happened was like a bomb going off. Bambi didn't greet anyone. She just nodded, took a seat across from Rashida and Kirk, and placed her phone face down on the table. It was a dense atmosphere. People seemed to know that something was about to happen, even the background chatter. Kirk pretended to grin at her. Despite Rashida's best efforts to maintain good relations, the tension was so great that it almost overwhelmed the cameras. Even though they weren't ready for her to do so, Bambi resolved the major problem quickly. "I think it's time you stop pretending everything's sweet," she said, turning to face Kirk. Kirk gave a little smile after blinking as if he didn't comprehend. "What are you talking about?" I asked Bambi. But Bambi was not amused. She opened music on the screen, tapped her phone twice, then passed it across the table without saying anything. Kirk looked down, confused for a moment, his face becoming white. Rashida leaned very close to him and attempted to interpret what she saw. Then she covered her lips and leaned back slowly, as though her body refused to accept what her eyes had just read. There were many sections. Kirk and an unnamed woman appear to be connected in every way. Some are blatantly irresponsible, some are provocative, and some are flirting. Some of the texts, according to online followers, are from earlier this summer and align with Kirk and Rashida's filming schedule. One of them allegedly said, "You always know how to make me feel good, even when things music are messy at home." So, they weren't outdated screenshots. This was novel. Kirk reached for the phone, but Bambi immediately withdrew it. Rashida stated, "I'm not trying to trick you. I'm here because you got really comfortable moving and people need to stop letting you. This is your name, phone number, and messages. Let's refrain from acting as thinking it's photoshopped or made up." A few other cast members stood up off camera, unsure whether to step in or just let the altercation continue, and the producers did not yell cut. Eventually, Kirk said, "This is out of line. Why would you bring this on the set? They never do when it's this real." Bambi remarked in a tight voice with a smile that wasn't nice. "Because when the cameras are off, you feel comfortable doing dirt." She inquired as to why you would act that way in front of the cameras. "Now that they're on, perhaps you'll give up." Then there was stillness, the kind that comes before a storm rather than the calm kind, and Rashida eventually got to her feet, her hands trembling. "How long have you known about this?" I asked. The room fell silent as Bambi said, "Long enough to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it's too long for you to sit here and look foolish." No one appeared to believe Kirk when he got up and paced, saying something about how Bambi was attempting to ruin his life and that this was all lies, music, since the screenshots were too explicit and detailed and Bambi wasn't even raising her voice, which made it much more agonizing. "Are you having sex with her?" Rashida turned to look at him and spoke. Kirk said nothing, but looked at the floor. Then, without anybody attempting to stop her, Rashida picked up her suitcase, took off her microphone, and walked off the platform. One of the most royal walkouts they had ever seen on the show, according to her loyal fans who viewed the leaked clip. She didn't come back that day, according to insiders, and she wasn't acting. Her eyes were filled with melancholy. There was no drama or shouting. Her phone went straight to voicemail when producers attempted to contact her. Some people are now saying that Bambi didn't just bring the text she had audio to, which is absurd. Even though she didn't play it, everyone shuddered as she held her phone to the microphone as if she were about to do so. A staff member was allegedly informed by a producer that the entire program would have been altered if she had hit play. She drove off before Kirk could get close to her, but that wasn't even the end of it. The other cast members who were still seated were at a loss for words once Rashida departed. This could have permanently ended Kirk and Rashida's relationship. With a spicy expression on her face, Scrappy turned to face Bambi, seemingly taken aback by what she had just done. Kendra even confided in Erica Mina. Kirk came back 10 minutes later, obviously upset but calmer than before. Because of this, do you think of yourself as a hero? You seem disorganized as a result, he added, turning to face Bambi instead of taking a seat again. Bambi said, "You've been messy," without even blinking. The woman in the text seemed to be someone Kirk had previously followed on Instagram, but had recently unfollowed, according to fans who started looking into it online. "I am but a reflection. I held it up, so don't be angry with me." The screenshots were real enough for everyone to ask the same question, but Bambi just reclined in her chair, phone in hand, eyes unwavering, while Kirk continued to deny it, characterizing it as fake, staged, music, and motivated by envy. How much more has Rashida ignored? Some even claimed that she was a former Frost Bistro employee, while others conjectured that she could have been a model Kirk attempted to sign back when he was pretending to be an artist manager. By the time the crew finished filming that evening, word had already spread to the rest of the cast, and someone forwarded the screenshots to Spice. Music. One cast member shared a mysterious story about a fake family and real receipts, while the network reportedly sent an internal email warning producers about confidentiality on site. He was agitated, defensive, and music, and the more he talked, the worse. His intensity was inappropriate for someone who had been falsely accused. She didn't need to raise her voiceover, but let's be honest, something this important can't be concealed. The next morning, Kirk showed up alone for the planned filming. Rashida had not come. There was only silence and Bambi. There was only music, no ring, no grin, and no explanation. Before Bambi left that day, rumors started to circulate that she had told Kirk something that the producers were debating whether or not to air, probably connecting him to a more scandalous situation than the texts. She looked as if nothing had happened. Music. The entire incident may be more profound than anybody had anticipated if that scene made it onto screens. Her clothes were immaculate, her hair was styled, and she appeared to sleep well knowing that she had completed the necessary tasks, not even the part that made it. Excellent. This is the second portion of the 1,200-word main body of your phony news, picking up where part 1 left off. Don't make me air out everything, Bambi said softly as she looked at Kirk and extended her phone once more. It has the same tone without any headlines, large lettering, body language, or repetition, and it flows naturally from the prior situation without appearing disjointed. Her last words to Kirk that day were more than simply a microphone drop. They were a powerful warning. "I've been sitting on things that could actually end you, as you already know." Others on site saw that Kirk's face dropped differently, and this was beginning to draw attention from other people, possibly even those involved in commercial or legal concerns. The cast began murmuring because Kirk remained silent, didn't inquire as to what she meant, didn't contest it, and simply froze. Due to Kirk's minimal contribution and Rashida's refusal to reappear on camera, the producers had to rearrange after he departed the scene. Subsequently, a production person stated that Kirk was unsettled not only by the messages, but also by the idea of what else Bambi would need to rescue, because this was more than simply a messy ex-drama. Bambi, on the other hand, remained silent the entire day and didn't appear to be under any pressure. When a few cast members tried to talk to her off camera, She was succinct, refused to defend herself, and told Spice, "I said what I said." It was terror, not shame, so let him look like the victim. Apparently, music, Asterisk was making fun of me with Spice, but nobody knew that Bambi had called Rashida 2 weeks before to the event in an effort to warn her. "Honestly, I think she held back," Kendra said. "All of a sudden, I am the bad guy." In answer to an off-camera question about whether she thought Bambi had gone too far, even Kendra, who is usually impartial, was seen on video lowering her head and gently shaking it. Although it wasn't shown on camera, several cast members thought Bambi was breaking the unwritten rule that you shouldn't bring genuine receipts unless you're ready to blow up the entire home. Others thought the home ought to burn down since it was getting harder to remain calm when the truth was always on everyone's phones, ready to be exposed at any time. The producers were in a panic, and the story had suddenly changed. She would have sacrificed everything if she had intended to destroy him. The network intended to focus on this issue for the whole second half of the season, but they needed to win Rashida back, and she was currently not taking calls. As a result, new confessions were being recorded and the reunion sequences had to be postponed. A person close to her commented on a blog that she was angry with herself for ignoring the warning signs rather than Bambi for exposing Kirk, and that she felt humiliated, angry, and mostly sad. Everyone now knows that it was more than just the messaging. It was years of preparation. Even the editors were told to put some clips, music, on hold until later since she is exhausted. As if that weren't enough, a member of the glam team claimed that Bambi had support since one of her friends, a woman who doesn't appear on the show, had consented to talk about her own experiences with Kirk. At the moment, fans had a simple query, but there are whispers that producers have already been in touch with her to verify her account. If this is accurate, subsequent episodes may include an on-camera interview, which might keep Kirk from returning to Atlanta. For Rashida, what does this mean? As Kirk's actions gained center stage, other fans turned their attention to her, wondering how long she had been protecting him and how many times she had covered things up to protect her brand, marriage, or reputation. Maybe this is why the situation was so challenging. Although some people sympathized with her, others denounced her, saying that if she continues, it will be about control rather than love. Despite all the highs and lows they had gone through, most believed Kirk and Rashida had survived everything. However, this was more than just a disagreement. It was the dissolution of a marriage that fans had been following for years. Music, fans weren't buying it. Rashida's silence, rather than the messages, made it appear distinct and certain, and it was strange that Kirk hadn't yet responded to any questions in public. People were berating him in the comments section, saying things like, "You had one job, and you really fumbled Rashida for a DM." Neither Rashida nor the internet were being kind to him in private. For days, there had been no photos, stories, or behind-the-scenes splendor from Rashida. Instead, there were vague Instagram notes about how hard it is to rebuild trust, but neither an apology nor a denial. Despite her strong TV presence, she was ashamed of more than just being a wife this time. Her brand page had slowed down, and others in her immediate surroundings believed she was controlling not only Kirk, but also her own emotions. The timing couldn't have been worse. A close friend of the Frost family said that Rashida had signed on for a new collaborative project that will debut at the conclusion of the season. Kirk was in charge of the back end, and suddenly everything was in jeopardy. She felt tricked as a friend, music, a woman, and possibly even a business partner. 3 sponsors were pulling out, meetings were being rescheduled, and the effects soon became financial. When Kirk's extended family was informed, one of his cousins even cryptically tweeted, "You made your bed, bro." According to reports, one large retailer said they were holding off on becoming involved until the issue was settled. Now lie down in it. Fans started looking into it and drawing links between past family issues and the current situation. Some even went so far as to claim that Kirk's own personnel had been warning Rashida for years, but she had ignored them, and now they were seeing everything. Bambi continued to act aggressively in spite of their best attempts to protect her, allegedly telling producers in a private confessional, "This ain't about hurting nobody." This relates to being truthful. Furthermore, it's okay if reality shakes the performers. After the recording, which had not yet been broadcast, was seen by everyone behind the scenes as one of the most significant things Scrappy had said this season. Scrappy, who had previously tried to protect Kirk, was starting to back off. "Man, I'm not trying to get caught in the middle of this mess," Scrappy reportedly said to a friend in a leaked text exchange when fans noticed that he hadn't been posting anything about the show, even throughout the broadcast of episodes. "I am in a unique circumstance." Clearly, he didn't want to be the next victim of Bambi. In order for Bambi to tell everything to her pals in a safe environment, the filmmakers took her, Spice, Kendra, Erica, Mina, and Mimi to a rooftop lounge. But when Kirk unexpectedly showed up wearing sunglasses, clutching his phone, and acting as though he had something to prove, things took a turn for the worst. He took a seat right next to Spice and tried to make fun of Atlanta's inability to withstand the heat. Even Spice, who often likes Kirk's jokes, didn't laugh. Music. There was a lot of tension, and later on, some crew members said that Bambi didn't look at him and that it seemed like he came in to alter the story or save face. "Are you certain this is where you want to do this?" "There's nothing left to do," she said, standing up straight. Kirk smiled mischievously at me. "You've finished it already." At that moment, everything crumbled. This time, Bambi didn't need to pull out her phone. Instead, music just uttered one name that no one on stage knew, but Kirk did, and his whole attitude changed. "Will she really participate in this?" "You already did when you brought her to Miami," he remarked, reclining and narrowing his gaze. Bambi talked while tilting her head. Music, exhaling.